Yeah, you know what it is. We back here once again live on the Goaltending Podcast. I'll be your boy BuckBanditReno here on season 2, episode 26. You already know what it is, man. The Buck Bandit Podcast Network, man. Before we get into today's show, though, I want to make sure y'all subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Tell a friend to do what? Tell them again, man. You already know what it is. Shout out to all 168K plus subscribers, man. We appreciate every last one of y'all. Whether you subscribing for the shorts, the clips, the motivations, whatever it is, we appreciate y'all for being here because you could have been anywhere else in the world, man. But you're here with us. Shout out to y'all. And if you haven't yet, make sure you join our members only. See all of our videos, shorts, episodes, clips, whatever we got, at least a week to two in advance, man. Probably more on some of the stuff, man. I think we like a month ahead on the channel now, so there's a whole lot of things you can see before everybody else. So be one of the first to say you've seen it first, man. But like I said, man, we got a hot show to get into today. Couple things we need to talk about. And before we do that, make sure you check out a word from these messages. Yeah, you know what it is, the kid, BuckBanditReno, and I'm here to let y'all know the opportunity is here, man. Buck Bandit Podcast Network now. It's a Buck Bandit Podcast Network. So if you out there, you looking to shoot your podcast, you don't got a place to shoot it, you don't got video equipment, video editor, you don't got audio equipment, audio editor, lights, microphones, don't worry about none of that, because we'll handle that. You know, hit me up at BuckBanditReno on Instagram or Buck Bandit Podcast on Instagram and find out how you can get your own podcast here on the Buck Bandit Podcast Network, man. What are you waiting for? You in the house doing it? You still doing it off your phone? You doing lives? Forget all that. If you in the tri-state area, you in Philadelphia, come get your podcast shot here, man. Hit me up. Once again, at BuckBanditReno on Instagram, at Buck Bandit Podcast on Instagram, or you can email me at buckbanditstudio@gmail.com. Let's get it, man. We back, and like I said, we got a couple things we need to talk about today on today's show here on Goaltending Season 2, Episode 26. Shout out to y'all for tuning in, man. Like I said, make sure y'all subscribe. But we got to talk about this finals game. Knicks versus the Spurs. Knicks take the win, 105-95 versus the Spurs. They closed out the game with 11-0 run after trailing with a 14-point second half deficit. With this win, this is a historical milestone for the Knicks. They got 12 consecutive games winning. That's very historical. Shout out to the Knicks, man. Like I don't know many people who think they could have did it, you know. But getting here and the way they playing, they doing it very well. This game, it started off hot for the Spurs, man. The first quarter, you know, they was going off. It looked like very good team chemistry. Started off 27-19, you know, and Wemby was looking kind of good, but the rest of the team, Champagnie, he was hitting them threes, crazy corner threes. It was defense. It seemed like a lot was going on, but as the game went on, as in like the second quarter, it started evening out. You could see, well, first of all, in the first quarter, Brunson hurt his ankle. You know what I mean? So people thought it was over from the jump, but they held it down until he came back in the game. Brunson totally took over the second quarter, man. It almost looked like when he was going against Harden, except it just felt like no matter what they did, Brunson just got the buckets. After halftime, it was just over. It was all Knicks. You know, after halftime, it was just all Knicks. It was a 14-point deficit at some point in that quarter, and the Knicks just trailed back. The bench played very well. Shout out to Jose Alvarado. He did his thing coming off the bench, filling in for Brunson for those minutes he went out and throughout the rest of the game. It was defense. It seemed like every time Wemby tried to do a dribble move, Anunoby or somebody just poked it out his hand and took it the other way. So the Spurs definitely got to fix that as far as Wemby putting the ball on the ground. He need to either post up, you know, closer to the basket, or he need to pull that move outside. But he's trying to dribble like a guard, and the Knicks defense is just ready for that. They was ready. It's like in the game plan. They said, look, if Wemby put the ball on the floor, as soon as he do, everybody go for it. If you're close to it, grab it. Pause. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Knicks for that. They played a very good defensive game. Josh Hart is definitely an unsung hero. He did a lot this game. He was being a playmaker, defense. He was just everywhere. Vital anchor to this Knicks situation. He racked up 15 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals with no turnovers. Shout out to Josh Hart. He did his thing. Um, it's gonna be a whole one thing I could take from this game though for sure is it's gonna be a whole lot of shit talking by the Knicks and Knicks fans. You know, 50 years in the making, and they got the first dub, man. I think it's gonna be a long series. It's not like um the Spurs couldn't have got this game. They could have got it. It's just they let it get away from them. I feel like they young, so they let the adrenaline, you know what I mean, get to them in the beginning, and they just died down real fast. Um, the Knicks, they're full of vets. They played together in college. They won before. They've been here before. So that game really worked in their favor. The good thing about this game though is that it wasn't like a super outmatched game. Like you could see the Spurs taking that game easily if they would have. I don't know. I guess the coach would have stepped in and made a couple moves that would have made more sense. Telling Wemby, look, we up, stop putting the ball on the ground. We need easy baskets, get to the rim. You know what I mean? Like I think they could have easily had that game won. But the Knicks did their thing, man. I can't even hate on them. Neither one is my team. We all know this is a Sixers show, Sixers Eagles show. But the finals is going on and the Sixers is out. So this is what we're gonna talk about. That fourth quarter, the Knicks pretty much owned them. It was over. They just look real young. They look real inexperienced. The Spurs, I feel like they can do it though. I feel like I'm not being biased because I neither one is my team, but just watching the game and seeing how it unfolded, I've seen pockets where the Knicks just took advantage because this is a young team and they just need more experience. You know what I mean? But I still feel like with needing that experience, Wemby is just like a golden ticket. You know what I mean? Like any given moment, he could just go off and it's over. Nobody could do nothing about it. Oh, also, shout out to Cat. Cat definitely did his thing that game. He manipulated a couple moves to get to the basket. It wasn't a lot of threes, you know what I mean? And I think he knew he couldn't do that, but he did his job getting to the basket, couple blocks, he did his thing too. Um, it was a good game all around. I'm glad it ain't a boring finals. I think people felt like the OKC and the Spurs game was the real finals, but the way this looking, Knicks taking game one, and the way the Spurs actually played with losing the game because they only lost by 10, but it was two times in the game they was up by like 14 plus. So it's just inexperience, man. A young team, jitters first game. I can't really give a diagnosis on where I feel like this series is going to go because of the first game. Usually the first game really don't matter. Um but they also say that when somebody loses the first game, that's when the first home game, that's when the series start. So, it's a lot of sayings for everything. But I feel like with this, after game two, I could gear a little bit more of where it's going. Where if the Spurs like, oh, okay, we messed up, we're gonna correct those mistakes. You know what I mean? Gauging it like a boxer in the first couple rounds, or is the Knicks going completely demolish them and you know what I mean? Not demolish them because they didn't demolish them this time, except for the end. Um, and see if the Knicks come back and say, look, we want this more. We want this for New York. You know what I mean? We love our fans more and we deserve it more. I mean, the Knicks went longer without having the chip. You know what I mean? The last time they got a chip, I wasn't born yet. You know what I mean? My grandma is 90, so she probably was about 35 when the last time they won. You know what I mean? But I think if the Knicks gonna win, this is their pocket to win. If they don't win this year, I don't see them winning after this, and they probably gonna make changes and probably try to make a move to get like Giannis or something. You know what I mean? Because Holly was out, Sixers hurt, Celtics was hurt, um Cavs. I mean, they legitimately beat the Cavs, but that's Harden. Harden is known for choking in the playoffs. Um, but we'll see. I think Wemby got a couple years ahead of him to keep getting to this point because I think he's soon to be, if not right now, the best player in the NBA. So you heard it here. I said it. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Ain't no point in denying it. He just too big, pause, and he too skillful. Um, we'll see what happens. Game two. We definitely gonna be right at it. Game two. We hear all finals. You know what I mean? We got more to talk about as far as the NFL and all that. So we gonna talk about that. But leave your thoughts and comments. What you think about game one of the finals? How you think it went? Who's the unsung hero? Um, and where you think game two is gonna go, and or where this series is gonna go. If you want to predict ahead of time, that's on you. I'm not gonna quite do that till at least after game two. You know what I mean? Or game three, I'm not, but game two I can gauge it more, especially if the Knicks win again. You know what I mean? But leave your thoughts and comments below. What do you think about that? And we'll be right back after these messages with a little bit of NFL topic. There's a couple things going on this off season. We're going to talk about it right after a word from these messages.
You know what it is, the kid BuckBanditReno,
the boy BuckBandit
here from the Buck Bandit Podcast, and we here to let y'all know, for all y'all entertainers, upcoming promoters, fucking entrepreneurs, you know what I mean, we got your own clothing line, no matter what you do, man,
try and get
on the Buck Bandit Podcast, and if you want to sponsor on the Buck Bandit Podcast,
get your brand out there, seen by other motherfuckers, you know what I mean, get your shit popping out here.
Let's go, man, hit us up, BuckBanditStudio@gmail.com.
We back here once again live on the Goaltending Podcast, Season 2, Episode 26. Like I said, we got a couple things we need to be talking about today. The next thing we going to get into, we got to talk about this because it's a Philly podcast, and we got to talk about the way that the Eagles just traded A.J. Brown. Now, a lot of people said they seen this coming. A lot of people thought, oh, no, this was hearsay. It was rumors. They just trying to break up, Hurts and AJ. Nah, it's facts, man. AJ Brown was out. He was happy he was out. Before we get into more details of that, let's talk about the trade that happened and what we got and what they got. Now, the trade happened with Eagles versus the Patriots. The Patriots got AJ Brown, and the Eagles got a 2028 first round draft pick and the better of New England's two 2027 fifth round draft picks. You know what I mean? So basically, we got picks. We all know Howie is great in the draft. So 9 times out of 10, at least 1 or 2 of those picks going to turn into something, even though that's in the future. AJ Brown been said he wanted to go. He said he wanted to go when he started reading the book on the sideline. He said he wanted to go when we needed him in that last game to win the game, and he started dropping the passes. You could tell he just gave up. He was done. You know what I mean? There's a lot of rumors out there. We get into those in a second. But he said while he played with the Eagles, He had a Patriots rug, and when he was a kid, his favorite team was the Patriots. It was always his dream to play for the Patriots, and all types of BS. Right after he left, he posted a goodbye to Philly, but 15 minutes later, he posted a pics of him as a kid wearing a New England jersey. I mean, we all seen it coming, but it was like it's almost like getting a girlfriend, having a girlfriend, and when you leave, you find out she was thinking about somebody else the whole time. It's like, dog, we gave him a chip. He complained, acting like he didn't. Jalen Hurts wasn't giving him the ball, but every year he was in Philly, he had 1,000-yard season. I mean, he was here for 4 years. He got 309 passes for 4,634 yards, 32 touchdowns, um, 15 yards per catch. You know what I mean? 1,000-yard seasons, and it's just like he must have forgot where he came from and losing with the Titans. Came over to Philly for 4 years, win a Super Bowl, do good every year, and almost forget, oh, I need more passes. I need more. But what about winning, bro? You was just in a situation where you was getting all the passes, and y'all wasn't winning. You come to the winning team, and then now you start getting cocky. You know what I'm saying? So let's dive into the rumors. They saying that it has something to do with a massage therapist or some Deshaun Watson type stuff, where I think he's married, you know, and all that. But these rumor is just a rumor that a massage therapist that's his side chick, one of his fellow teammates, did some things with her. Jalen Hurts knew about it. He ain't tell him about it. You know what I mean? And that's just one rumor. You know what I mean? But I don't understand where. I think he gonna regret it. I think he gonna regret it. He's counting on Drake May to be better than Jalen Hurts, and I don't see it. I don't see where everybody is just treating basically Jalen Hurts like he's not a champion, like he's not a Super Bowl MVP. And oh, it's because of the team. What sucky team with a good quarterback ever won a Super Bowl? So you know what I mean. I'm not understanding the argument versus Jalen Hurts, but that's neither here or there. AJ Brown, he wanted to leave. He got what he wanted. He went to the Patriots. This opens up about 30 million cap space for the Eagles to make a pickup. There's rumors about Max Crosby coming, things of that nature. We'll see, to be determined. Um, our receiving core. Our receiving core, I feel like is still good. We just got the rookie McCollum. He's a great yak receiver, yards after catch for people who don't know. He loves catching over the middle of the field. He's great at that. He breaks tackles and he could break it for long. Um, he's probably gonna be on number two. Unless Wicks step it up because Wicks is definitely a beast. But our receiving core is nice. We just got another tight end. Um, I think we still got Tank. I gotta check that out. I think we still got Tank Bigsby, hopefully, because he's nice. And our defense is defending. Our defense is still nice. Who did we get rid of anybody? Did anybody leave of importance? I can't think if anybody left of importance. Besides Shipley. Shipley, we lost Shipley. I liked him. You know what I mean? But we gained a couple players, and I trust Howie. If you're an Eagles fan and you've been an Eagles fan as long as I've been, then you trust Howie and you trust the moves Howie make. I feel like we're gonna have a better year this year. We got the lineman 6'8", fucking 350. So we upgraded our line. I don't know where they gonna put this new player we got. Um, that never played football before, but the nigga look like a superhero out of comic book. But I feel like if we do something and if he could be if we could do something with the talent he'll be a nice addition somewhere. Maybe defensive line, you know what I mean, because it's less reading until he can work himself into like a linebacker position. But the Eagles, I think we did addition by subtraction by letting go of AJ, letting Devontae move over, let him be the one because he was already basically the one anyway. Um, and letting this young superstar, potential superstar shine, Makai Lemon, and bringing in Wicks and whoever else we brought in. You know what I mean? I feel like we got a chance to still do something good if we get a good offensive coordinator. If the new one we have um is at least decent, man, we could do something. I heard there or seen some things that they're trying to switch the offense from less shotgun to being up under the center. We'll see how that works out. I think play action is a great move for Hurts. I think he plays better in the play action to me, so he can have the option to run. He's good with his legs, so we'll see, man. We'll see if there's any other moves being made. You know, season ain't start yet. We'll see. We'll talk about it here on Goaltending. And we'll get into that sooner than later. You already know what it is. But we got one more thing to talk about before we get out of here. One more trade that went down. And we'll talk about that right after a word from these messages, man. What's good, y'all? If you watching this, you are now a members only. You already know what it is, man. I'll be your boy BuckBanditReno.
Buck Bandit P.
Welcome to the Buck Bandit Network, man.
For sure.
And if you here, that means you get to see videos,
For sure.
shorts,
For sure.
clips,
For sure.
shows,
What else?
movies, all types of shit. You get to see gaming. You get to see everything at least a week to 2 weeks in advance.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We got more stuff coming up, gifts, merchandise. You'll be discounted. You know why? Because you're a part of the new Bandit gang. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a gold bandit, platinum bandit, diamond bandit, it's all different perks, but it all works. You already know what it is. You want to tell them anything before we get out of here?
Man, stay tapped in. You already know what it is.
You already know. Buck. We back here live on Goaltending Season 2, Episode 26. And we got one more thing, like I said, we need to talk about before we get out of here, man. And that's the blockbuster trade finalized June 1st between the Los Angeles Rams and the Cleveland Browns, where the Los Angeles Rams acquired superstar defensive end Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns. Now, the trade package involved Myles Garrett going to the Rams for Cleveland Browns getting edge rusher Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round draft pick, a 2028 second-round draft pick, and a 2029 third-round draft pick. You know what I mean? So, it's like Myles Garrett wasn't going to do nothing with the Browns anyway. You know what I'm saying? He just had a record-breaking 23 sacks in the season or something last year. The team only won about 4 games. You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of wasting his prime over there with the Browns anyway. You know what I mean? It's good that they send him to a team that's a contender that got a chance, man. He deserved at least that much what he did for that organization while he was there. Because he could have easily gave up. He asked for a trade. They paid him. He said, all right, cool, we good. You know what I mean? And he stayed. As far as Jared Verse is a great player. He's about 5 years younger. Last year, he actually had an okay year. You know what I mean? But he's one of the elite people when it comes to hurries, quarterback hits, you know what I mean, pressures. You know, he only had like 7.5 sacks, but on that stat sheet, if you look at that, that don't really tell who he is in the game. He's a monster. He's almost like a young Myles Garrett. He ain't quite there yet, and it's not the same position, but he's definitely a great player, and I think I see a great future for him. Like I said, he's 5 years younger. Him being with that team, I mean, he don't want to be with that team. He did the press conference. He said he ain't want to leave LA, but he understand the business. But him being there with Cleveland, I don't. The Cleveland ain't gonna win nothing. But I mean, it's a pocket for him to do something because he got a good player next to him, so he can still get his. It was nothing wrong with the defense of Cleveland Browns, so he definitely can get his sacks off like Myles Garrett did or whatever. So we'll see how it unfold for Jared Verse if he's a big effect on the Cleveland Brown defense. I don't think he really want to be there. Myles Garrett, he's going for a chip. I mean, the only weakness for them was really their defense because the offense was pretty good. Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Stafford, Williams. I mean, they was nasty last year. It was just, I feel like the defense kind of let them down. The Rams, that is. um, I mean, it's not much to say about that trade, but as far as I feel like the Rams made out like a fat rat. They trying to get Aaron Donald out of retirement so he can play alongside with Myles Garrett. We'll see if that happens. If that's bullshit. Um, but they got a chance. The odds is definitely went better into their favor. The Browns, I don't know what they're gonna do with those picks because they still hating on Shador Sanders. Shador Sanders should be the starter right now, but since Deshaun Watson is getting all the money, they got to see if he still got it. In business, I understand. As far as trying to win and build the leader, I don't understand. So we'll see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns situation. Oh, I wanted to also talk about when Verse got, as soon as he landed in Cleveland, he took that number 8. Y'all know who wear number 8? Daniel Gabriel. If that is not a sign that he's probably not going to be on the roster by the time the season start, I don't know what is. So shout out to Dylan. Do what you can do. You know what I mean? It might be another chance for a backup spot somewhere else, but I don't really see a lane for him. I don't even understand why they picked him when they got Shador. Maybe it'd be a spite or whatever. I also seen a interview with Coach Todd Monken of the Cleveland Browns, and he said he's supposed to have a meeting with Deion Sanders. I wonder what that meeting is about. You know what I mean? Deion probably said we need to talk, Todd. And when they had that conversation, Todd gonna have to tell him what his plans is for Shador. And Todd probably like, look, I want to start Shador, but Deshaun is making his money, and we got to see if he still got it. You know what I mean? Hopefully he still got at least a little bit of it where we could trade him to a team that need a quarterback, and we can get Shador some more help. Cleveland Browns also got a new receiver. I think it was Casey Conception or whatever like that. He's supposed to be nice. That's another target, but Shador ain't going to be able to really get to play with him. I mean, at least not to the second half of the season when the season over. I don't see Deshaun Watson coming in like Drake May or Pat Mahomes and then turning them around this year. But we'll see. You never know, man. I can't really count nobody out. There's people out there that counted me out. You know what I mean? But we'll see. But that's all for today's show. Man, leave your thoughts and comments below on what we just talked about as far as the trades, the NBA finals, whatever we talked about today. Just let us know in the comments below whether you agree or not. Let us know. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Tell a friend to tell a friend and tell them again. You know what I mean? Shout out to all 168K plus subscribers. We appreciate every last one of y'all, whether it's for the shorts, the clips, the episodes, motivation, advice, whatever it is we got, no matter what it is, we appreciate you for being here. If you haven't yet, join our members only, members only, members only. See all of our videos, shows, clips, shorts, whatever we got, at least a week to two in advance. Some stuff, sometimes a lot more. Like right now, we about 3 to 4 weeks ahead of time. So there's a lot of material up there you can see first. Be one of the first to say you've seen it first. Make sure you subscribe to Buck Bandit Podcast clips, Buck Bandit's P YouTube channel. Get that Fit Life Podcast. Get that Financial Corner. We got a lot of things going on. Keep staying tuned. And shout out to y'all for showing up and showing love to us, man. I'll be your boy BuckBanditReno. This been Goaltending Podcast. And I'll see you again next game. We out of here. Buck.
You love me? Between me and you, I don't think you do. Hey. Everything that made you happy, somebody just make you sad. Everything that you do make you laugh, somebody just make you mad. Hey. If you think you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. If you think you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. Everything that made you happy, somebody just make you sad. Everything that you do make you laugh, somebody just make you mad. Hey. If you think you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. If you think you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. Why you keep questioning me? Bitch, I been putting in work. I been late night in the trap, yeah. Bitch, I ain't doing no dirt. Bitch, I been chasing the bag. I ain't been chasing no skirts. Why you so damn insecure? I don't think this shit gon' work. What all this fuck shit about? She keep on cursing me out. For me to kill me, keep arguing with me and need. And then she be kicking me out. Ignoring her call and blocking the text. I bet that she meant me right now. And don't leave a message, I won't listen to it. Cause bitch, I'm too busy right now. You say you holding me down. I say I'm holding you up. You say you wanna be loved. I say what love without trust. Throwing she breaking my stuff. I'm thinking why did I fuck? She said she wanted to work. I'm thinking I've had enough. If you think you can do better, baby girl, don't make me laugh. If you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. If you think you can do better, baby girl, don't make me laugh. If you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. Everything that made you happy, somebody just make you sad. Everything that you do make you laugh, somebody just make you mad. If you think you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. If you think you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. Everything that made you happy, somebody just make you sad. Everything that you do make you laugh, somebody just make you mad. If you think you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. If you think you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. Baby, it just won't work. 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 Baby, I'm just too real. Baby, we just ain't right. Maybe I'm not your type. Need to go find what you like. Maybe I trap too much. Maybe I stack too much. If you knew what I've been through, you wouldn't be acting up. Bitch, make up your mind. Always telling me to leave. But every time I go, you be calling, stalking me. You way too hard to please. Gave you till I couldn't get no more. Now my tank on E, so I'm headed right about the door. So I'm headed right about the door. Everything that made you happy, somehow I just make you sad. Everything that you make you laugh, somehow I just make you mad. If you think you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. If you think you can do better, baby, I won't hold you back. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Yeah, this is a Crazy Ass Killer. You know what I'm saying? This is Hoover from Silicon Valley. This is Dwight from Dodgeball. I'm on the Buck Bandit Podcast. Chris Williams. Check it out.
The king can't always be the damn king by itself. I need servants to step up.
Turn me up a little bit.